Hi Noah, nice to meet you here at ISEC in Paris. Would you quickly briefly introduce yourself, what you study, and what did you think about the game you played, Pactopolis?
Of course, so my name, as you just said, is Noah, and I'm also studying here in ESA School of Management, International Business and Negotiation. So actually about Pactopolis, what I really enjoyed is that it was very hands-on experience of many contents, almost all of the contents that we were actually experiencing here in the class. Yeah? So we had so many elements of the collaborative negotiations, the integrative negotiations, and as well as distributive. Everything really on hands-on experience. So the different roles that were distributed, yeah, and whether it is agriculture, real estate, having this kind of, let's say, fictional setting, which makes it actually like a game, yeah, which is so intriguing, so something new that you really can like experience. And again, I just like found that it was so entertaining, yeah. And on top of that, I also really liked that it was not in a digital format, but actually just really hands-on, yeah. So you really had like to roll the dices, move your buildings and everything, and also the collaboration aspect. Because on the one side, of course, you had to had certain phases where you needed to negotiate a bit more strict and also care about your own, right? Like between being self-sufficient and whatnot, in order to produce, for example, more energy or other resources. But at the same time, you needed to collaborate because you cannot do the things only on your own. So I think in the sense of game design and also on how the game flow actually is, I really liked it. It was a very more strategic and more nuanced game than Catan, for example, which I personally really enjoy.
So I would also like to ask you about the game time. So this game is what? I think you played around 4 hours yesterday.
4 hours, yes.
So, but did you consider, is it a long game? Did you think time flew by, or what was how? Would you have played longer even?
So definitely I have to say, for everyone who wants to play it, take some time. Really, like it is not a board game that you can finish like in maybe 1 or 1.5, 2 hours. It is really, even though it is just 5 rounds, or maybe you could also extend it to 6, it really passes by, because you saw, at least in my case, I was so invested in it. And also especially the first time when you play this game, you have to first of all figure out the mechanics, and then after maybe half an hour, 45 minutes, you really are in the flow. You're also communicating with your peers, and so many dynamics come actually together. So I would have actually loved to play multiple rounds, or maybe even start again and play another 5 rounds. So it has just so much to offer, so I really like it.
The reason I ask this question is because a lot of teachers are of the opinion that nowadays we cannot engage students for more than an hour because in educational settings people's attentions are very low.
This is to an extent true. Definitely, it's a criticism which is rightfully said, yes. On the other hand, what we experience, and this is exactly why I'm so captivated by it, even those who I, for example, played with, who usually do not pay so much attention to the class, even they were really engaged. So even like my classmate, for example, she came to me and said, well, so often she asked herself about why she took the 3rd semester here as part of the program. And this was, for example, one of the major reasons, or like a major eye-opener. Yeah, exactly, this is what I actually signed up for. So you see that this engages actually students to really also be engaged and to really be active. So it is really a good, like, I think the best concept of delivering knowledge actually to students, especially young students. Yes.
Cool. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.